What's up, what's going on, Legends? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm bringing you guys a mission guide for Shadow Company Tier 2 here in Season 5. You guys can expect me to cover each and every one of the 7 missions in this tier, and once you guys complete enough of them or earn enough reputation, you will unlock that last and final one. Complete that, and you will unlock Tier 3 of the Shadow Company faction once that becomes available. Alright, so first up, we have Cutting It Close. This one is only going to be one part, and it can be a little bit challenging. However, there is a little bit of RNG involved here, so it is very possible you guys knock this out in one shot. Now, you guys could complete this on a Sheikah, Vandal, or an Almazra, but I am going to recommend Almazra as it does involve a contract, and contracts typically spawn in higher numbers over on Almazra, making it sometimes easier to get the contracts that you need. Now, what you guys are going to need to do is exfil the hostage at the final exfil. So what you guys are going to need is obviously a rescue hostage contract, and the other thing you're going to need to do is wait far enough into the match, obviously, for the final exfil to show up, which will require all 3 of the exfils that are available at the spawn of the match to make their way into the gas. Once they're all into the gas, the final exfil will spawn in. Now, before the final exfil actually spawns in is about the time period in which you're going to want to get your rescue hostage contract. You're not going to want to get it too early, as you guys will have to carry the hostage all around the map, and it is always possible that the hostage does get eliminated, whether it is the AI or people that you run across during your run. So you guys do have to play a little bit cautiously with the hostage in order to not allow it to be eliminated, and obviously if it gets eliminated, you guys would have to try it again in another run. But the idea here is to wait far enough into the match. I recommend just before the gas actually starts to expand, then head over to a rescue hostage contract. You guys are going to grab that. It'll send you over to the stronghold-like location. You guys will eliminate the enemies that you need. You guys will get over to the hostage, defuse the bomb before it explodes. Obviously at that point, you got access to your hostage. Now, if you guys are playing solo, or even if you are playing in a squad, I definitely recommend getting the cargo truck or the one with the flatbed. That way you guys will actually be able to drop the hostage in the back and drive it over to the location of the final exfil. Once you guys have access to your cargo truck, you'll head over, you'll grab your hostage, you'll drop them in the back, and obviously at this point the final exfil should show up. You guys are then going to want to ping that final exfil and head over to its location. Again, it is going to kind of be a little bit of RNG, because obviously where the final exfil is will determine how many AI you might have to deal with, and also obviously depending on the run that you're in could determine how many people you actually run across at the final exfil as well. If everything lines up appropriately, you guys wouldn't have to deal with too many AI whatsoever at the final exfil. You guys head over to it, obviously being able to then take the hostage, put it into the back of the helicopter once it shows up. Once you do so, it basically turns the final exfil into a rescue hostage helicopter. Hopefully at that point you guys will be the last ones left in the match. You guys will then just wait for the time period again, then run out. The chopper will then take off, exfilling you safely. Once you do so with that hostage in the chopper and yourself, of course, this mission will be complete. Next up, we have In Good Health and Spirits. This one is only going to be one part and can be challenging just depending on your luck. Now, you guys are going to want to revive a downed enemy with a revive pistol. The first step is obviously infill into the map of your choice. You're then going to head around the map looking in first aid kits and medicine cabinets, or if you guys are on Almazra, you could head over to the hospital locations as well. You'll get access to a revive pistol, then you're going to want to find some enemy operators. Now, you have a couple options here. Maybe you're going to catch one off guard, down them, then you'd be able to pull out the revive pistol, shoot them with it, then reviving them at that point. Or you guys can find some enemy operators that you can communicate with in game, convince them to let you actually down one of them, then revive them with that revive pistol, and then join their squad when you're done. Either way, you guys will down an enemy operator, shoot them with a revive pistol, then obviously allow them to join your team. Or maybe you guys will get lucky, another team will agree to allow you to down one of them, then you will revive pistol them, and then join their squad at that point as well. But once you guys are able to actually revive a downed enemy with a revive pistol, this mission will be complete. Next up, we have Reconnaissance by Fire. This one is going to be a 3-parter, and it is going to require a specific weapon, so you guys can either bring it in with an insured slot, you guys could choose to pull it in from your stash if you have one, or you guys are going to want to loot around the map or purchase one if it is available. Part 1 asks us to kill 7 enemies with the MCPR 300 with iron sights. So now you have an MCPR 300. Obviously, if you guys are going the insured slot way, you guys are then going to equip the iron sights as the optic, then at that point be able to infill in with it. If not, you guys are going to go ahead and find one around the map or go in with your MCPR 300. Then you will need to have at least 3,000 cash. You would head over to a buy station. Next to that would be the workbench. You guys could open this up, equipping the iron sight as an optic there. Obviously, once you guys do that, you're then going to just go around the map eliminating AIs. Once you've killed 7 AIs with the iron sights equipped, part 1 is then complete. Part 2 is asking us to kill 7 enemies with the MCPR 300 with a hybrid sight equipped in the same deployment. So obviously, once you guys completed part 1, you're going to need 3,000 once again. You'll head back over to your workbench. You guys will then swap out that iron sight for a hybrid sight. Now, it'll obviously say hybrid sight somewhere in the description or on the site itself. You guys will then equip this one. And again, just like part 1, you're going to go around the map and you need to eliminate 7 enemies with this hybrid sight equipped. Once you guys are able to kill 7 enemies with it, part 2 is then complete. Part 3 is asking us to kill 7 enemies with the MCPR 300 with a thermal sight equipped in the same deployment. So just like parts 1 and 2, you're going to need to have 3,000 in order to go over to your workbench. You guys are then going to equip a thermal sight. Again, it should be indicated in the description or on the site itself. You guys will equip the thermal sight there. Then you guys are going to go ahead and look for some enemy AI again, kill 7 of them with the sight equipped. Once you do so, part 3 and this mission will be complete. Next, we have Courier. This one is going to be a 3-parter, and it's going to be taking us over to Almazra. Part 1 is asking us to take the laptop from the hydroelectric dead drop. So once you guys actually infill, you determine where you guys are on the map, then you're going to head over to Zarqwa Hydroelectric. Now, if you guys are looking at the map, on the western side of Zarqwa Hydroelectric is going to be a bridge. At the south point of this bridge is going to be a gas station. Behind this gas station is exactly where this dead drop location is going to be. As always, I will do my best to show you guys this location on the map. You'll head over to it. You guys will then open up the dead drop, taking the laptop, knocking out part 1. Now part 2 is asking us to acquire a dirt bike. Now I actually did this before going and doing part 1 because I actually drove the dirt bike to the location, but you guys can do it at any point either before or after part 1. You guys will basically open up your attack map, look for the dirt bike location on it, ping it, head over to that, and then you guys are going to go ahead and jump on a dirt bike. Once you guys acquire a dirt bike, part 2 is then complete. Part 3 is asking us to deliver the same laptop to the Zaya Observatory, Oktar Village, and all stream dead drops within 3 minutes of the first delivery. That's important to note. The timer does not start until you drop off the first one at Zaya Observatory, or whichever one you actually choose to go to first. Definitely going to recommend Zaya Observatory. Is head over to Zaya Observatory, and I definitely recommend going around to the Oktar Village side, heading up the side of the hill there, as you guys will be able to get access to the dead drop a little easier without dealing with as many AI. You guys will head up to it. Obviously, it's near a location of where a stronghold can be in some cases. As always, I will do my best to show you guys the location of this dead drop. You guys will go over to it, open it up, put that laptop that you got from the other dead drop location inside. Once you do so, you guys will see the timer, and then you guys are going to want to go ahead and grab the laptop back outside of the dead drop. At this point, you guys are going to then need to head over to Al Shireen Pass. Now, you guys should still have the dirt bike. You guys can take it over there as quickly as you guys can. I definitely recommend the same thing, heading up the side of Al Shireen Pass that is closest to Oktar Village, as it will allow you to eliminate the least amount of AI possible and sneak up to the dead drop location. You guys are going to make your way up the hill, which is Al Shireen Pass. Eventually, you guys will find yourself at a ladder there. You will climb up the ladder, and at the top of this ladder location, again, I will do my best to show you this on the map. You guys will see the dead drop. You guys will open it, placing the laptop inside. Then you guys are going to go ahead and grab the laptop back out of the dead drop, and then you're going to go ahead and head over to your last and final location at Oktar Village. Now, at Al Shireen Pass, you're going to be pretty high up, so you guys should be able to jump off this and actually parachute a majority of the way to the location over there at Oktar Village. Now, you guys are going to be going over to the location of the Showdown map from Call of Duty 4, which is basically the center point where the statue is in Oktar Village. And a little bit to the northeast point of this is actually where the dead drop location is going to be outside of the main square. Again, you guys are going to fly a majority of the way over to this location, and I will do my best to show you guys this location on the map. You'll head over to it right outside that main square again. Outside, you guys will see this dead drop. You guys will open up the dead drop, placing the laptop in it, which is the final location for it. Once you guys put it in here, it will knock out part 3 and complete this mission. Next up, we have missile transports. This one will be 3 parts, and it is going to be sending us over to Al Mazrah. Part 1 asks us to locate the remaining missiles using the transportation plans from the Konni ship in one deployment. Now, the Konni ship is actually to the east of Al Bagra Fortress, and if you head over to the ship, to the main portion of the ship, to the top floor on the shelf will actually be this transportation plans. If you guys look at the transportation plans, I'm pretty sure the first location is always going to be the cemetery. It's basically letting you know that you're going to need to head over to that cemetery location. Now, after watching this video, it's more than likely you guys won't even have to head over to this location, but part 1 is also going to be getting knocked out with parts 2 and 3. Now, part 2 is asking us to take the 2 IR beacons from Zaya Observatory dead drop and plant one near the first missile. So now you guys are going to be heading over to Zaya Observatory, and I recommend going up the side closest to Oktar Village, as it will allow you to basically sneak pretty much closest to the dead drop you can without dealing with the most AI. You guys will head your way up to the side there. You guys will make your way over to the location of the dead drop. As always, I will show you guys this location on the map. You guys will then open up the dead drop location there, and you guys will be able to get 2 IR beacons. Now, it's important to note, if you guys don't have 2 slots here, you might drop one of these by accident. Make sure you have 2 open slots, as when you take the IR beacons out of the dead drop, it looks like they're just 1. However, they will split into 2 once they go in your backpack. But once you guys actually grab these out of the dead drop, you'll be ready to head over to your first missile location. Now, like I said in part 1, you guys are going to be heading over to the cemetery, and you're going to basically be going to the central location of it. And once you guys actually make your way over to the cemetery location, you guys will see a partially open container or shipping container pretty much in the center of the cemetery. You guys are going to make your way over to it. You guys should see a queue to actually place one of these IR beacons down. At that point, you guys are going to go ahead and place the first one down here. And once you guys actually place the IR beacon in this first location, part 2 is then complete. Now, part 3 is asking us to plant 1 IR beacon at the second missile. Now, it's important here, when you guys actually go over to the first location, on the side, basically on an invisible wall there, a note will be pinned. You guys will want to actually read this note, because the second location does change places. For me, it was over near Al Shireen. For other people, it's been in a multitude of other places as well, so it is important you guys read that note. You guys will read the note, it will determine your second location. Again, for me, it was Al Shireen. I then followed the description of the note over to that location, and nearby where it was basically telling me it was at, I saw another container similar to the one in the first location. I headed over to it, obviously in the same location as the first one. I saw the queue to plant this IR beacon. I planted it. Once I did that, part 3 and this mission was then complete. Next up, we have the old place. This one is going to be 2 parts, and it is going to require building 21. Part 1 asks us to kill 8 Konni soldiers in building 21. Now, this is going to be pretty straightforward. Once you actually infill in, you will have Shadow Company assisting you, so you no longer will be facing the Shadow Company here. So any of the AI that you actually battle against will actually be the Konni. Once you guys are actually able to eliminate 8 Konni soldiers in building 21, part 1 is then complete. complete. Part 2 is asking us to extract the extraction protocol from building 21. Now, I've heard it's actually in multiple locations where people have had luck finding it in multiple locations, but I'm definitely just going to be sharing with you guys where I was able to find it. So once you guys are actually infilled into obviously building 21, you guys will probably be in one of the corners of the parking garage, whether you're on the bottom floor in the parking garage or the floor up above. You guys will be near stairways A, B, C, or D. Regardless, you guys are going to want to make your way down to the parking garage, and after enough time in the match goes by, all the doors become unlocked, and this is very important. Now, if you guys remember the mission that you had to do called Labs Investigation, it sent us to the generator room. You guys had to open the generator room, and that was basically that mission. But we're going to be heading over to the exact same location. So on the side of the parking garage with A and B, there will be the doorways that you go through from the parking garage, and to the left or right, depending on which one you go through, will be a door. You follow that around, and it will lead you to a locked door that you guys have to wait the duration of time in order for it to be unlocked. This is going to be the generator room. At this point, you guys will unlock this door when it's available, and you will go inside. Inside will be a few AI. I managed to eliminate the AI inside. Now, I'm not sure if they actually dropped it or it was just sitting on the floor, but there was actually the extraction protocol that I needed. Once I was able to actually grab that, the only thing left to do was then exfil safely. You guys will wait the duration of the match that you have to for an exfil to pop up. You guys will make your way over to it, hopefully without having too many issues. You guys will call it in, defend it for the duration of time, go into the elevator, close it, exfil safely with this extraction protocol, and part 2 and this mission will be complete. Next up, we have our last and final mission, Konni Secrets. This one will be 3 parts. It's going to start us off on Ashika Island and then send us over to Al Mazrah. Part 1 asks us to find the intel off Konni's bomb maker. So now the bomb maker over on Ashika, now that the Konni have infiltrated, is going to be a Konni bomb maker. So the first step is, once you actually infill, you'll head over to Suki Castle. You either have the Suki Castle key, or you will challenge the Wheelson, hitting it with a couple Semtexes or Thermites, disabling it, getting access to it, obviously to hack it, hack that guy, getting you free access to the castle. Then you will head over to the entrance closest to the bridge. You guys will go ahead and unlock the door. Inside here will be a sentry gun and some other AI. You will eliminate that. You'll head up the flight of stairs. You guys are going to want to be careful of traps. You guys will eliminate any AI here. You guys will head through the door there, leading you to the main square. You'll take a right here. You guys will see another sentry gun, another flight of stairs. You'll head up these flight of stairs. 2 riot shielders will probably come down the stairs here as well. You guys need to obviously be careful of the trip mine. Make sure you defuse that. Eliminate the riot shielders at the top of the stairs here. This is where you guys will find the bomb maker. You guys will then take out all the AI up here, including the bomb maker. Once you guys take out everybody up here, you guys will go over to the bomb maker's body, and you guys will be able to pick up the intel. Once you guys are actually able to pick up the intel, part 1 is then complete. Now, part 2 is asking us to send a false signal for Konni reinforcements at the target location. So if you guys actually opened up the intel that you got from the Konni bomb maker, basically telling us to head over to the closed tunnel over in Zaya Observatory on Al Mazrah. So you guys are then going to go ahead and infill over on Al Mazrah, and then you're going to head over to the location where the bomb is. If you guys are basically familiar with where that is, where the closed tunnel is, basically on the west side of Zaya Observatory, kind of in between Zaya Observatory and Satik Caves. I'll always do my best to show you guys these locations on the map, because we'll head over to this location. Once you guys are able to get into this location, just outside the front of the closed tunnel is actually going to be a queue to call in the reinforcements. At this point, you guys will just go ahead and interact with it, calling in the reinforcements, knocking out part 2. Now, part 3 is going to ask us to take and extract the combat intel off the Konni reinforcements. So shortly after you guys actually call in the reinforcements, a little bit down the hill in front of you will actually be a reinforcement helicopter. We'll drop some reinforcements in. You guys are going to want to make your way down to that helicopter, because it might not be as obvious as it seems. You guys will make your way down, and the reinforcements should be the Konni. At this point, the only thing you're going to need to do is actually eliminate those Konni, and one of them will actually drop you guys some assault plans. Is we'll go ahead and pick up these assault plans, and the only thing left to do is exfil safely. Is we'll grab a rescue hostage contract, or you'll head over to your nearest exfil. Make sure you guys go ahead and exfil safely with these documents, and part 3 and this mission will be complete. That's going to wrap things up for tier 2 of the Shadow Company faction. Hopefully Shadow Company faction tier 3 comes out soon. Thank you guys for all the support in today's video. All support the channel, and I look forward to seeing y'all in the next one. Peace.